This is the 18th of August 2020, and we're all confined to our homes to wear these masks and to distance ourselves from people, to wash our hands like we really hadn't been washing our hands before, and doing things to avoid being in crowds. And it's called a pandemic because it's worldwide, and it's very, very scary times. But I want to tell you about in the mountains, there was epidemics that went through. In the late 1890s, there was typhoid that went through the mountains. And if you go into the old graveyards, you can see along the edge of where the graveyards are in the older sections, you see all these graves and small graves where babies and adults died due to the epidemics. The way people would do, if they needed help, somebody would go in and inside the house to help them. But the majority of times, the people always had somebody with them, but they didn't want to go outside and was afraid that they would come in contact and spread the typhoid or whatever it was that was going around. So the people would come, the menfolk would come and do the chores, bring in a lot of kindling wood that was used in the cook stove and stove wood for the fireplace. Milk the cows, get the chickens, whatever they needed to do for the people, and they would put it on the porch. The women folk would come, bring fresh clothes and linens or whatever they needed, bring food and sit on the porch, but they wouldn't go in the house. They didn't wear masks, but they always stayed cautiously away. So I think that's where we got the idea of staying away from one another during these pandemics. I remember myself and being told that in 1918, 1919, the influenza hit the area. It caused a lot of deaths then to the mountain people, and I lost a lot of relatives. Also, my personal experience is in 1957 when the flu epidemic came through here and came through the Braz Holler. That's where I live now. And there was 3 houses in the holler at that time. One is me and my mom and dad, Otis and Ruby Williams. And then the other holler, it branched out like a Y. And then the other holler was my Aunt Willie and Uncle Howard. My grandparents, Braz and Mary Owenby, lived in their house at the very beginning of the property. They also had 2 daughters, Ruth and Ethel. So we all got sick but Grandma Mary. And Grandma says, well, we're all sick, and I'm the only one that's capable of taking to you, is helping you. So what you need to do is come here and stay with me, because I can't run the 3 houses. So for about 10 days, my Uncle Howard and Aunt Willie, Mom and Dad and me, Grandpa and Ruth and Ethel all stayed in that little 2-bedroom house, 3-bedroom house. So Grandma took care of us. We ate a lot of potato soup. We ate a lot of chicken soup and Grandma's good biscuits. And that's what we lived on for several days till we could get our appetites back. But that was a real hard time, but it shows how people of 3 generations could live in one house and take care of one another. That's what we all need to do now, is take care of one another, see to one another. See that you don't have to go in, but you can at least call, you can at least help people. And we'll all get through it together, because God says, stay where you are and be patient. I'll take care of it.